The Orcs have arrived and settled down in Dwarven Mine Rally 2 with this ginormous Orc camp. Pretty crazy what's going on in there. And as you can see, they've set up camp and dwarves are not welcome in this area. They rush to the top of the mountains to claim land in Dwarven Mine Rally 2. They fight it out in the mountains and bring the dwarves to the camp with lots of traps and things happening there. In this episode we'll be building the orc camp, adding lots of animation pieces, building a lot of coaster track, as you can see here, dueling sideways coasters, really awesome stuff, and I think you're gonna love it. So, without further ado, stick around, episode 2, blasting on your screen, full with power and force. So, let's jump in and see what these orcs got up their sleeves this time. Look, I don't like orcs very much. Can you please protect me? No, it's fend for yourself. Welcome back to Dwarven Mine Rally. Dwarven Mine Rally 2. It's not starting very well. I've got beer in my hand, editing videos. Life's great. I spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to get this first section of coaster built. The full recording is about 30 minutes, but I'll show you the snapshots and the things that I kept and didn't delete. Not here to waste your time, so let's get to it. The yellow coaster, firstly, over that balcony scene on the right side, has a little bit more speed, so I'm trying to slow it down and bring it up a little bit to the left. This way the red coaster can catch up a little bit with the yellow coaster. Now that they're a little bit more aligned, I built and I wanted to go it straight across to the other side of the mountainous region that I built in the previous episode. This is where I was going to build the Orc Base. And so as you can see, it's looking pretty nice. And then I had this crazy idea in my head where it would be really cool if the coasters were hanging above each other on the side and then racing down a mountain range or something like that. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to set them up, but it's really hard to get them aligned and making sure that there's no clipping from both coasters that go through the other's track. Pretty hard. Now that we're on the other side, I could finally realize what I had in my brain. I really wanted both coasters to go down like this, underneath each other and then racing around, hanging underneath each other, which is such a cool view. So once this is done, you'll know exactly what I mean, but I think you have a good idea. Imagine this with coasters hanging from the side of the track. As you can see here they come. Oh, it just looks so good. Anyway, I was really having some issues with lining the tracks up and making sure that there's no clipping. So the only way I could solve this is have the red coaster come from all the way underneath and then come back up. But Book! Oh my god! What is this? It goes straight through the pathing. This way I could make it rotate earlier and not clash with the yellow coaster. So yeah, I did this and yeah, pretty much deleted everything again. But this is the snap build. Look, that snap build looked exactly the same as the one before. I know, can't make up my mind. I did it one way and then I did the other way. This just works better. So I started working on this rotating downhill track again. Really, literally did the same thing exactly over again. And then at the bottom I make them split. So the yellow one is going to the left and the red one is going to the right. Now because the red coaster now goes underneath the yellow coaster, that used to be a queue there, so I had to reroute it a little bit. That was fine. Then I placed down some more pathing, which was going to be connected to the exit of the roller coaster. Now that the pathing was sorted, I actually decided to make the yellow one go to the left and the red one to the right. Otherwise, I won't have to work. Such editing skills. Oh my god. Crazy book. As you can see, I don't really take myself too seriously. Otherwise, I feel like it becomes a little bit boring. I want to keep you guys entertained. And childish humor is my way to go. I apologize. Sorry, I don't apologize. It's fun. This is Snapbolt. I then did something that's extremely rare on this channel. Never happened before. And I placed down some rocks. And some more rocks. And some more rocks. And some more rocks. And some more rocks. And another rock. And another. You thought I was gonna say rock. No. I placed down some pathing. Yes. The queue had to be rerouted. Because the coasters now go there. So I had to reroute it a little bit. But I connected it back. And it looks nice. And I placed down a rock. And also this little archway that I thought looked really cool for the coaster to go under the station. So yeah, this is Snapbolt. Damn it. I think I blocked the toilet. Give me 1 second. Oh, yuck. I have to unblock it. Oh, it's going everywhere. There we go. Let's continue. Life is great, and so are these rocks that I'm placing down. I'm building a little bit of a secluded area here, an entrance to the orc camp, and I really wanted to build a little ski ramp here, which is what I'm working on now. And a ski ramp, you'll see later on, you see a dwarf skiing down, and it just looks so much fun. You'll see later what I mean. So yeah, place down some rocks here, and also here, and I use these rocks to separate the queue from the pathing to the side of it. I also supported this pathing here with some rocks. It makes it look so much better, and that way you don't look at this ugly structure from this coaster station. I really hope in an upcoming patch or something they'll reduce the size of the coaster stations, but I'm not holding my breath for that. And after that, I placed down some more rocks just to give the whole thing a little bit of structure to it. Currently there's track all over the place, and I don't know what goes where and what the mountain would look like. So I'm placing down rocks just to give it a little bit more features, and that way it doesn't make it look so very messy. I also worked on an overpass, just like on the other side that we did in the first episode, with the Dwarven cave little thingy. I wanted to do the same thing here with the pathing going underneath a rocky mountain. That way I could build a orc tower or orc base on top there as well. So yeah, this is the Snapbolt. Now before we continue, I wanted to show you this photo of Xaphor's Dwarven Mine Rally 1 that he made in Planet Coaster 1. On the left side you see the Dwarven buildings, and on the right side you see Orc buildings. But so far, in my build, I've only made Dwarven buildings. And I've got 2 dwarves at the front battling it out on this animation piece that I made. But I really wanted to go back to his blueprint and decided to go with Orcs versus Dwarves. So for that reason, I decided to start building an Orc camp. So yeah, so much better, and I'll stay true to his blueprint, which I think he'll appreciate. So let's continue. First, I really wanted to finish this skiing ramp that I had in mind, so I just extended the rocks a little bit and put down some snow on the top. This way, the dwarf could ski down and hit an orc, and it will look really funny. Oh, and you might be wondering, there are not even orcs there yet. Well, look what I found in the toilet. Ta-da! I made some orc figurines, which is just an adjustment from the dwarves, and I just changed the whole thing green. Maybe a little bit too green. I think I changed it a little bit to a darker green. Looks a little bit like Shrek at the moment. I gave it some really cool ears. Well, they're not very pretty. Now they are. They look much better. Wait, look at this. Look at his face. Oh my god. And I also gave him some scary tooth and some really cool clothing, which is just the Viking banners. It works perfectly for this. Oh, his legs are gone. Oh well, he doesn't need them. Oh, there they are. Aha! So funny. Oh my god. Crazy times. After that, I gave the toilet-born orc an axe, and then I animated it, and I replaced one of the dwarves on the animation piece that I made in the previous episode with this orc, and then I programmed it and put it back in place. So much fun. And here we have it. An orc smashing a dwarf instead of dwarves smashing dwarves. This is what originally was in Xaphor's blueprint, and I really thought it would be looking so much cooler if I did it this way and got the orcs involved. Let's continue. Now that we have dwarves, nice, dwarves versus orcs, I could make a really cool entrance sign with dwarves and orcs, and then at the start here, you can pick which side you want to go on, the orc side or the dwarf side. The dwarf side brings you to the dwarf camp, and the orc side will bring you through the orc camp, dwarf camp. Oh, this is so confusing. But I hope you know what I mean. Pick a side, orcs or dwarves. After that, I made some custom orc lampposts, and I also made some custom dwarf lampposts. And then I splooshed them down on the sides. Dwarf lampposts on dwarf sides, orc lamppost on orc side. Yes, this time I didn't mess up. After that, I placed down some more decorative rocks and making the terrain become one instead of random rocks. I also built a little bit on the queue. I had to extend the queue a little bit because it was getting dangerously close to the coaster. I put down some fences and some netting, and it's looking really nice. Those out there that like realism, look at this. The netting, such realism. It helps prevent stuff from falling out of the coaster on the gates below. But yes, I think it looks cool. And then it was time to start working on the orc camp. And the first thing that I was going to do is build some kind of foundation to which I can then build the orc camp on top. And this sideways coaster section was gonna be really cool, because I had a really cool idea of building this lookout just behind the coaster track and having it go sideways on this wooden section here. On top of there, I will be building a lookout. So yeah, let's get to it. I first thought it would be a good idea to at least build some kind of orc house in which people can hide. So I got an orc house, and then I got a cool idea for a lookout tower. So yeah, this is the orc house, and it's looking really nice. Very basic, but it's just attached roofs with some spiky walls. I think that's all it needs. I then splooshed it down and started building on a little bit of a balcony so that I could have orcs at the front of the orc house, which would be nice. A nice warm welcome for the guest. Then on the back, which is where the lookout is of the tower, or the lookout little position thingy-majiggers, I connected it to the house, and yeah, looking pretty nice. After that, I placed down supporting wooden poles to hold everything together and make sure it's a little bit more realistic and not collapsing. For the guest down below, of course. Because I have working with so much depth and limited space, everything feels a little bit cramped, but that's kind of the idea that I wanted to go for. So I think it works out really well. And once you walk down there at the bottom, the view is pretty cool and you feel like you're engulfed in Orc Base, which is very nice. So yeah, here's the snappity snap, and I look like Shrek. Then it was time to start building on the orc. Oh, crap. The orc lookout. Yes, that's what I mean. First thing, making a little platform and then supporting it with wooden poles. After that, place down some spiky walls, poking outwards, so the only way up there is using the ladders that I'm just building right here. I then put down some fencing around the balcony, just to make sure that no orc falls down. We don't want that. Yes, we do, Book. Oh yeah, we are Team Dwarves, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Okay. I then placed down the roofing, chucked it on top, and started working on supporting the roof using these big beams. It's looking really nice already. Very orcish. As you can see, it's looking quite nice. I really like it. Just basic, but we'll decorate it later on with orcs and all sorts of props. I also decorated the orc camp with banners, because for some reason that's what orc camps always have. They have banners all over the place, just to make sure that other people know that they're orcish, I think, and to scare the dwarves off. I also chucked down some of these banners on top of the lookout tower and the little house at the front. It's looking really nice. I'm super happy with the end result. Do you remember when I said this? And I really wanted to build a little ski ramp here, which is what I'm working on now. Well, it started snowing again in Dwarven Mine Rally 2. Although you don't really see any snow, that's just imagine it there. Book, this is not even realistic. The game doesn't even have snow. I know, one day there will be snow. But I built the ski ramp just before, and now I just need a skiing dwarf hitting an orc, making the orc fly into the little house, and it's gonna look so much fun. So here I'm making a dwarf on skis, and I'm giving in some little support handheld thingies. What are they called? Skis? Majiggers? Flingem floomy floopies? I don't know. You know what I mean. So I chucked down the dwarf and started working on... Look at him. Oh, it looks so much fun. I started working on the orc as well. Which... Look. So much fun. And then I started working on the crashing orc effect. The orc is flying away after being hit. This looks so weird. So, this is the end result of the animation. So the dwarf comes down, hits the orc, and the orc flies into the little hut, and then it resets. I really wish one day we could time and trigger these animation pieces better, because I wish the orc could stay in the hut a little bit longer, but unfortunately we can't do that at the moment. But since it's snowing, I covered the houses with snow and put some snow on the sides, looking really nice. I then sploosh kaboosh down some trees, and then I really wanted some snow in the trees, but I didn't know how to do it, so I was talking to my good friend, Smiling Oma 333. She's got a YouTube channel herself, go check it out in the description below. She makes amazing custom creations, flat rides, she's working on some other really cool projects. She's very active in the community, so I'll go check her out if I was you. But she suggested sinking down some of these white bushes into some of these trees, and at least my trees now look like they have snow in them. Very nice. Oh, Book, I'm a pretty snow princess. Whoa. Well, the snow is stopping and the orcs are coming back out, so let's continue. I put down a dwarven and an orc sign on the entrance of each side. Yep, that's what I did. And the next thing I did was starting to work on the coaster layout again. It's been a while since I've done some building, and I really needed it to continue here on this side of the map. Of the blueprint, I mean. So the coasters come out from this downward spiral, and then they start wrapping around each other, as you can see here. And I really wanted to create some cool interaction between the red and the yellow coaster. And I think that's what I achieved. So they wrap around, one comes out and goes to the left, while the other one goes to the right. And they're nearly missing each other, and they're just wrapping over each other, and it just looks really cool. In the end of the track, I rotated it back to the normal stance, so that they're not on the side anymore, but on top of the track, like normal. This is what it looks like. So here you have it. Coasters are approaching, going sideways, as you can see here, and they both go down in a spiral. Then each go their own way, and then they cross over each other with some cool interactions there. And now they're back on top. Coasters have rotated and they're approaching. And now the red coaster is going in front of the yellow coaster, because all the way through so far the yellow coaster has been in front of the red one. So this way is even dueling. I then started working on a little bit after this section where they merge on the same track, and I really wanted to create the second lift hill to make the coaster a little bit longer than it currently is. But I'm not quite sure if I'm going to keep it this way, but for now this is what I did. I brought the coasters down a little bit and then put them on the chain lift, both of them. And then at the top they both go down on the right hand corner, one a little bit out of the other one, and then they just wave down. But I'm really not sure if I'm going to keep this, so I'm just going to skip it for now and spend a little more time on it on the next episode. After that, I had a really cool idea of what to do in this middle section here. On the right side you've got the coasters going sideways, and on the top side you've got that little walkway. There will be orcs on it, and I thought I put down 2 of these big cranes and then attach the big log to it and have an animation sequence here that once the coaster passes by, the log gets put up from up to down, like it moves upside down. No, not upside down, from downwards to upwards. How do you call that? Up and down. Up and down. Yes, the log moves up and down. Yes, that's the idea. Just as you can see here, when you play it, the log moves up and down. No. Yes, downwards and upwards. Oh my, this is so confusing. But you get what I mean. The log just moves as the coaster comes by, and it creates another little fun element. So yeah, and then I expanded the payload. There was multiple logs, and then an orc sat on top. And I had a really funny idea what to do with this later on. But you'll have to wait and see. In the end, in the after talk, I'll show you around and see what this log does. Very funny. I then try to bring everything together with more rocks and create the different sections, like this Q section here, but also place down some more rocks so I can get a better idea of what the mountainous regions is going to look like. I at this point didn't really know, but by placing down rocks you can outline where things stop and where things start, where caves are going to be, and that sort of stuff. That's what I'm doing here. For instance, I really wanted here to be a little dwarven entrance, which is why I put down a little gateway, and then I can just cover the rest with rocks. But this is going to be from outside to inside. That's kind of how I work. Don't know if it makes sense, but in my head it does. I had a really cool idea of making a really nice water feature here, with the coaster just coming by, missing the water, and I thought it just looked really cool. So the water is gonna come from top of the mountain, and I need to find out how to make a glacier at some point. But for now we're building the water feature, so I'm putting down some water panels and some waterfalls, and this is the end result. Very happy with the end result. I started theming, or started working on the coaster station, and I used a lot of these, what are they called, palisade walls, these spiky ones, because everywhere I see on reference pictures, I see spiky walls and all that sort of stuff. So I was gonna surround the coaster station with spiky walls. Very nice. Then I built a little bit of track at the back of the station, so that I can put brakes down there in the last episode. This was just for me, so I can start theming it a little bit, and I just can place down brakes or drive tires in the end, just so that the track is already there, and then I can incorporate it with the station. I placed more of these spiky walls and these platforms down, and I attached it all to the station, and it's looking really nice now. Also, the coaster that goes down on the spiral on the rocks and comes out on the side just has enough room to go underneath this track. And it's just looking really complicated and complex, but you'll see later on that it really works out nicely, and there's no clipping or anything like that. Oh, I thought I'd throw in a Planet Coaster 1 banger. Oh, good old times. It really makes me think back to the day when I launched Planet Coaster 1 for the first time, and how much in love I was with this game. Planet Coaster 1 really has made an impression on me. I've got a lot of really good memories with a lot of good friends, and obviously a lot of memories with Xaphor. I used to play Planet Coaster 1 building on my Middle Earth Park while talking to Xaphor, and he would give me tips and tricks on how to improve things. And yeah, music chat in Channel 5 Gaming with Smiling Omar and Xaphor. They're some of the best times I've spent in the community. I do really miss Xaphor. So yeah, but I think you will enjoy watching this from up there. Started working on the station, as you can see in the background, placing down some more of these spiky poles, and started working on the ceiling. I then brought up a roof and started connecting everything together, and I really wanted to incorporate the base, as you can see here, with a little bit of the track on the side there. So I just extend the top a little bit and bring it over the track, and this way I had the coasters both go through the Orc camp, and then later on the other side to the Dwarven camp. Very nice. We're starting to approach the end of the video. I mean, the building part of the video, because afterwards I'll show you around as well, see how everything moves, all the animatronics, and we take an on-ride on both coasters and experience what it's like to ride these coasters at this point in time. But first, a couple more things to build, and some orcs to place down, and some theming to do. All I'm really doing at this point is incorporating the Orc Base with the terrain. That means placing down rocks, making some, adding some more wood, and some more rocks. Yeah, oh, I already said that. Oh god, my inner orc came out for a second. Like I said, I'm just incorporating the Orc Base with the environment. That means placing down wooden panels, and also placing down some fences, and some stairs. And I brought up some of these spiky logs, and I poked them in the side of the mountain. I just thought it looked really cool. It's like defensive spikes. I think that's what they're called. I don't know what they're called. Let me know if you know what they're called. I just call them defensive spikes. I brought up another animatronic from the Dwarven area. This rotating little minecart. And I placed them down. Wasn't sure where to place it down, but then I ended up finding a way. Just besides where you enter the station. Last but not least, I placed down some orcs, put them into their various ways, and this really cool orc holding these ropes and pulling up the logs from the side with the orc on top. And with that, this is the end. Let's go check it out. Alright, we are here. You're ruining my shot. Get out of there. Get out of there. So yeah, in this episode, oh my god, look. It's going through the wall. Oh, what the hell? Oh, what? Give me 1 second. Why is it going through the wall? It's not supposed to go through the wall. Let me check. Oh, there we go. Now the triggers are working. They need to go at the same time. Alright, let's zoom in. Let's go. It's fixed. I know the door's supposed to open the other way, but if I do that, you'll have clipping straight to the track. So the only way to do this is opening the other way. Anyway, here we are at the end of episode 2. You guys are ruining my sight again. Get out of here. As you can see, there's now a dwarf and an orc fighting. I can look under the skirt of the the orc. Not much to hide there. Very nice. What's wrong with me? Anyway, this is the new entrance sign, as you can see in this episode. We built that. I think they'll be coming up there soon. Look at this. Skiing guy is gonna go and have a crack at the orc. Whee! Oh, it looks so funny. Anyway, this is what we have so far after episode 2. Very exciting. We built this whole orc camp. Lots of stuff, lots more stuff to build. Oh, there they go. But we're gonna explore around a little bit, and I'll show you guys around. And you've already seen the skiing dwarf hitting the orc, and the orc is flying into the camp, which is really cool. Here is orc camp. Dwarves not welcome. Obviously. And here we got lots of wood and rope and sticks and coaster track wrapping around the mountain here. Very unique, I have to say. I really like it. And then they each go their own way here. Looks really cool. They go into that cave and this one goes up there. This is the station a little bit. Obviously it's not done for now. Whoa! Holy crap, that scared the crap out of me. So yeah, let's walk this queue so you can get to see it a little bit. Here they go again, having a go at each other. I like it. I just changed the dwarf into an orc and I had to reanimate everything, but that's fine. It's quite cool. Here we put a little dynamite crate here, and I made these custom orc lanterns, which are pretty cool. So walk away this way. It's very nice and cozy here. And you walk around here. You got a little like coaster section. Let's see if we can make the coaster come up here. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Look! Oh my god! So cool! Right, they should be coming down here. So there we go. And then they go sideways there, and then they flickaroo, rolleroo, and then this log thing comes down, which is really cool. There you go down here. Obviously not done. Still all the theming to do. But it's taking shape, which is cool. So yeah, I'll just I didn't build anything on this side. Holy crap. Didn't build anything on this side. This is gonna be the Dwarven side of the mountain. So you got Dwarven camp, then you got mountainous range, and then you got orc camp. So we built the orc camp in this episode. And there's a lot of depth to it, as you can see. Lots of things happening. There's track all over. There's track there. There's track there. There's track here. There's all sorts of. There's track here. There's so much track, and all the way down here there's track. There it goes again. I'll show you guys the skiing stuff, which looks really cool. I also want to show you guys this. I'm just gonna speed this up. Here they come, and now look at this area. This is really cool because I squeeze rocks in between. And just go around and then go up there, and then I'll show you guys the skiing. There it goes again. He just hits the orc. Then it goes down here. One drops down while the other one goes there, and then this log starts moving around, as you can see, which is really cool. And then if you look here, see the coaster splitting up, interacting there, and then having another interaction. Yeah, they built this waterfall. Well, at least the basics of it, because the source of the waterfall will be coming from here somewhere. This will be probably the top of the mountain area, this so here. And there will be lots of snow on it, so it's gonna be really cool. But at least the orc side of the camp is finished. I can add some more details, but I'm very aware of piece count. Let's see what we have so far. I'm very well aware of piece count because it's these figurines, 2,200, so not too bad. But these figurines take up a lot of pieces. Like one of them is 61 pieces. So I'm very limited on how many I can put down. So I have to theme it differently as well. So yeah, that's all we have. What else am I going to show you? Oh yeah, I'm going to show you the on-ride, of course. Let's do that, shall we? I'll show both, just so that you can see both. So this is the orc side. As you can see, it's very nice and cozy. Already pretty well integrated. We haven't changed anything here in this episode. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. There we go. Don't want to bore you guys with the chain lift. It's not very exciting. Alright, here it is, the looping coming up. And here we like go around the rocks, and there you got the waterfall. Little interaction here with the Orc Base. And so we're pretty much in front of the other coaster now, which is pretty cool. And then this one goes a little bit wobbly straight, while the other one ducks all the way down and comes back here, up here on the left side. You'll be able to see it soon. There it is. Interaction there. And you like rotate around. So now we're behind. So we were in front first, and now we're behind because I wanted the dueling to be even, or as even as possible, so that you get to see each other from the right. So now I'm just gonna speed this up. Now that left coaster, I'm going to slow down on some brakes, and then we go down at the same time at the same speed, which is pretty cool. Alright, that was the Orc one. Holy crap. Not very... still lots to build. Let's check this one out, shall we? This is like all unfinished, but it will look really cool. In the next episode, I'll be building the Dwarven side. So that will be very fun to make. But again, I'm limited in the amount of dwarves I can use because the dwarf figurines there have even more pieces. Just gonna speed this up again, it's boring. There we go. We're not quite sure how I'm going to theme the chain lift, but we'll find a way. I've got the loop. Now we're underneath the track, which is really cool. Look at it. Into the Orc camp, and now we're behind it. So that's what I was saying before. We're behind it on the first section, and in front of it on the second section. So we duck all the way down here, and we come up. And we swing to the right. Then we go through here. Some cool interactions. Very happy with it. So now we're up the front, and we go to a little bottle of water. I still have to add some effects there. And here you got the brakes. It's just to slow down the coaster so that they go down evenly. And that's it! That's all I have so far. Maybe what else, one more thing that I can do is show you something like this. Like a little orbit view or something, will be fun. Will it be fun? Oh my god, where am I? I'm in the cave. There I am. I have to operate the camera so that I can see it best, but it's a bit crap. So now we're underneath. We've got the loop here. It just looks so cool. I'm so happy with how that turned out. Here we wrap around. Very cool. Oh, this is pretty cool. You can see quite a lot. And we duck down there, and then we come up, and then the log's moving. Then we go through here. I'm just gonna follow it. Whoa! This camera skills. Oh my god, born book talent. And I'll speed this up again. And there we are. Here we got the brakes. I'll put some wooden planks so it looks even. I don't know why that's not an option. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you don't, that's okay. Don't look at my videos. If you did, leave a like. Maybe press the subscribe button down here at the bottom right corner. You see my indicator right here? Right here. There's like a little button you can click, and it's a subscribe button. Very nice. And with that, I'll see you all. Oh wait, I have to show you this guy. He's pulling the ropes, and then it makes the thing move. It's very nice. My ADHD brain is all over the place. So I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one. And I hope you enjoyed it. What the hell? It's so random. So yeah. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.